Hey, today we have some updated information on the 60-day plan. We'll go over the flamethrower and the devs' response to it. Not only that, but the community manager talks about improving externally and internally testing, as well as figuring out ways to improve areas that are currently underperforming. And so much more in today's video. Tap the like button below, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you'll be notified about the latest news. We first have some details about the 60-day plan. For those who don't know, the developers have set a goal to release multiple patches within 60 days. These patches will include several changes such as improvement to ragdolling, a rework of chargers, performance enhancements, and much more. A member on the official Helldivers 2 Discord server asked if we could expect better quality control this time around. The community manager, Twinbeard, responded that the exact plans are not yet finalized. His full response can be seen here. The exact details of the 60-day plan are not finalized, albeit some of the work has of course already started, so it would be foolish or presumptuous of me to try to lay it all out there. We do have certain key areas, and I would think that we'll reveal some more stuff as we go along, but can't say for sure. It wouldn't make any sense to go in a full radio silence mode. As to what or when we might reveal is beyond me at the moment. The good news from this post is that the developers haven't fully laid out all the plans. What we saw from the game director's post did not include everything they have said, and we should expect more features and changes from the devs than what has already been listed. So I wonder if Arrowhead has any plans to bring something unexpected this time around. The only thing that worries me about these updates is whether or not they are going to take their time with them. In the Escalation of Freedom update, they mentioned there would be more secrets to come, yet I haven't seen anything new. Maybe the Spore Cloud, aka the Gloom, will introduce some new bug variants we haven't seen before. I'm still hoping that they add a different type of Biletine, maybe a Spore version, or how about a Biletine with wings? I think that would be intense, almost like a large version of a Shrieker. It would be cool to see something like that, where the flying Biletine can pick up players and drop them from certain heights. This is what I'd love to see. We know as of right now, the leaks in the past have shown that the devs have plans to introduce a mutated Biletine, so perhaps that will happen eventually. It's fair to say that the leak could be a scrapped idea, so take it with a grain of salt. Moving along, some players still believe that the Flamethrower was nerfed again. However, that's not the case. I have brought up this topic in a previous video, and I think it's better if we go over another confirmation that it's actually the charger that's bugged and not the Flamethrower. There's a player from the Discord that expressed how he had the displeasure of using the Flamethrower as of late, and Twinbeard wrote this in response. We might be misunderstanding each other, not sure, but I was specifically talking about the bug with not being able to barbecue charger butts with the FT, not the FT and fire damage and or visuals in general. The first is being fixed and the latter discussed, so this is not the end or final state for fire. We'll get into what the previous conversation was about because it has to do with reverting the changes. Let's put that topic aside for a brief moment because Twinbeard has confirmed that the charger's tail end is completely bugged, not the Flamethrower itself. As he mentioned, there are no issues with the damage or visuals, so are there any problems with the damage or visuals? Of course, it's not like how it was previously before the Escalation of Freedom update, so yeah, there are some issues with it. But what Twinbeard specifically is talking about is that currently the Flamethrower has not received any additional changes except for the last hotfix, the one prior to the emergency hotfix update. So yeah, hopefully this clears up any confusion about the Flamethrower nerf. And to be honest, it's sort of crazy to think that some would believe the Flamethrower was nerfed again after the developers have talked about specifically wanting to do better. Especially after all the backlash, why would they do it? To me, it wouldn't make sense for them to do this. So we have confirmation that they're fully aware of the issue, and they've revealed that the charger is indeed bugged. So will it be fixed soon? Yeah, that's a possibility, but there's no ETA on it. The community manager has only confirmed that the bug will be resolved. If you take a look at the screen right here, this is what Twinbeard wrote. It took longer than expected to get a reply. We got one late afternoon, local time, but it wasn't as detailed as I would have liked. In any way, we've confirmed that it's a bug, we can reproduce it, and it will be fixed. We have no ETA though, yet. There are also ongoing discussions about the Flamethrower in general. If or when something substantial comes out of that, I'll try to relay that. As you see here, there's no estimated time as to when we can expect it, but they've got their eyes set on resolving it and also have plans to focus on the Flamethrower in general, which we already knew from the game director's post. Anyway, let's go back and talk about the previous conversation about reverting the changes. This player asked if Arrowhead can revert all the changes, that have been made to the Flamethrowers. The answer to this is a bit complicated because it's connected to different aspects. that would overall cause more issues if they were to revert it. Here's Twinbeer's full post where he says, "I've seen this discussed and asked about so many times that if it wasn't true, it would be a very convincing lie. Seriously though, it is actually a thing that's reverting often, not always though. We have reverted some stuff, but often would either cause other things to crack since they're tied together, or cause even more work. I'm no coder, but it's simply a logistics nightmare, technically. As far as I can understand, in this case, it was specifically discussed for this bug, and the reply was clear that it wouldn't work. I only call it like I hear or read it." And as you can see in this post, if they were to revert the changes, it would mess with some of the code to a point where it would cost the developers even more time trying to reverse the damage. And I'm thinking their best course of action is to just continue improving the flamethrower, and the only change I'd love to see reverted is the flamethrower effect. Sure, the damage is not quite the same, but at the same time, the effect looks so unrealistic, or as one of you have stated, it looks like a 2000 console game. So with the flamethrower in mind, we talked about the chargers and the weak spots, but did you know that the weak spot on certain charger variants is way more durable than a Hulk's weak spot? Yeah, well if you didn't know, then let's talk about it. I think it's a great conversation to have, and it might help us understand as to what's going on. If you check out the site called Helldivers.io, which some of you might already be aware of, for those who don't know, it's a great site to check out weapons, enemies, and even certain stats like that, and it even has a galactic war map. That said, the database shows a variety of different enemies, and we can see here for the Hulk it says, Seaback weak spot 1000 health, bleed out 650, 1 armor, 80% to main, and 40% durable. Now keep the number 1000 and the 40% durable in mind, because we're going to compare that to a charger, a behemoth charger, and even a spore charger to see if there's really any differences. So right here for the behemoth, the stats are body rear 1200 health, 0 armor, 50% to main, and 100% durable. Next, the spore charger stats are body rear 1100 health, 0 armor, 60% to main, 100% durable. And lastly, the normal charger stats are body rear 1100 health, 0 armor, 60% to main, and 85% durable. We can tell right away that the charger's rear HP is a lot stronger than that of a Hulk by 100 or more. For some reason, the durability is higher on a behemoth and a spore charger. Nonetheless, the basic charger durability is 85% and weaker by 15% compared to the Hulk that has a durability of 40%. So I think it's a bit odd that the Hulk can be taken out much faster and easier than that of a charger, whether that's a basic version, a behemoth, or a spore. I'm starting to think that they might need to adjust the durability mainly and see if that makes a big difference. I will say that if they could just make the flamethrower as great as it was prior to the EOF patch, then I wouldn't mind the durability and how it is currently. But if they cannot make the proper changes with the flamethrower, maybe they could at least adjust the way the health or durability is on the chargers to make it a little bit more manageable. Now that you know the differences, what are your thoughts on the chargers and their weak spots? Should it be as durable as the Hulk's weak spot or not? Let me know what you think by posting your responses in the comment section below. Alright, with the flamethrower talk aside, we have some more news about the test servers, specifically that the developers still have plans to reveal it at some point. There's no ETA on it, but we do have some news that they're improving the QA testing externally and internally. Here's what the community manager wrote in response to the question. So right here, Twinbeer wrote, "Yo, don't worry, I never take constructive criticism as disrespect. No ETA yet, but yes, we're evolving our testing, internally as well as externally. We're also putting several processes in play to boost areas where we feel we're underperforming in. We don't take that lightly, and we're adamant to improve." Well, you can take this information however you please, because I feel at first glance some of you might not believe that statement due to the recent bugs and broken features that arrived in the EOF update, aka Escalation of Freedom update. And you know, I believe that's a valid reason to feel that way, and I don't blame any of you. I often wonder if they test anything at all, and we've always received the same answer that they do. Now, from what Twinbeard has mentioned, they have plans to improve both internally and externally, as well as improve certain areas that they feel are underperforming. And I think that is some great news. If they can nail down the testing, then we can finally start to see much more improved patches. And lastly, I'd like to bring up more information about the future of Arrowhead. The team had a good meeting according to Twinbeard, and that hopefully they can get some more stuff going in terms of community and content. The post can be seen here where the community manager said, I'm trying. There were several good meetings and info today, and hopefully can get some more stuff going in terms of community and content work. Many small creeks turn a large river, as we say here in Sweden. We might hear some news about Arrowhead's plans, considering he brought up the community. I know that we are supposed to receive more blogs, streams, and even a roadmap at some point. And by the way, if you'd like to know more about that, then I highly suggest checking out the previous video after you have watched this one. Moving along, we do have a status update on the Fortress Detector Tower. Is it a bug or not? This username Feral Noob on Reddit asked the support team members if this is a bug. This is what he said. Normally, when dealing with destructible objectives such as command bunkers, stratagem jammers, orbital cannons, etc., you get the option of calling in a hell bomb if you don't have regular stratagems. Then he continues on to say, however, when dealing with detector towers that spawn into mega bases on automaton factions, you are not given the ability to call in a hell bomb to destroy the detector towers. So, if you don't have a stratagem with enough powers to destroy them, it is impossible to kill them as it is now. And then he got a response from the support team members that said, hey there, I checked in with the developers about this, and this is indented behavior. On the game's highest difficulty, it's expected that players know what to expect and bring the tools required to deal with the challenges found there. You or someone on your team will need to bring a stratagem capable of destroying them, as one isn't provided for you, such as a 500 kg bomb. So yeah, this means if you do not have a stratagem that is meant to blow up those specific objectives, then you're kind of screwed, and the hell bomb will not be provided for you, which really sucks. So it's not a bug, it's actually, what they intended to do, I guess. So yeah, hopefully that answers any questions about that. I know some of you were wondering about this, and there you go. Continuing forward, we have a new major order that's a bit different. We have to take out 5 million Biotines and 750 million Terminids, assuming that it's counting Biotines as well. This is pretty much it, and sure, it's a lot of tines we'll need to hunt, but at the same time, I think we have this one in the bag. Now, I recommend keeping an eye out for the other planets, of course, because we have to hold those planets until it's completed. Anyway, we also have a major order briefing, and I only want to cover the first paragraph, which right here it says, efforts to research the growing Terminid spore cloud known as the Gloom have failed, hamstrung by sorting counterfeits from genuine samples. Our scientists have discovered little of use to restrict its growth. Now the cloud encompasses nearly a dozen and shows little signs of slowing. If it continues at this rate, the entire galaxy will be consumed in a matter of weeks. Now, do I believe this? No, I don't. I don't think it's going to cover the entire galaxy, and the reason why is that you would imagine it would travel to the right and left sides, but instead it's sort of going at an adjacent angle, and looks like it's pointing towards Meridia. I've talked about this in another video, and I'll even say it here. I believe the spore cloud is going to get sucked up by the black hole where Meridia used to be. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, and we're all screwed on Super Earth, so that is what it is. Now, I would love to know what you think about this. Do you believe the spore cloud is going to be sucked up, or will it actually cover the entire galaxy? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Now, I also would like to know your overall thoughts about everything that we've went over in today's video. So, with that said, this is your Helldivers 2 News. If you guys have not done so, comment down below because you might just be featured in the next video. Here's your top 3 comments from the last video. The first comment is from just another opossum channel, 5304. Damn, I can't get over how the new flames look so bad. The second comment is by Blank Shell. This game is doing the reverse of games such as No Man's Sky. That game launch was terrible, but now people say it's really good. Helldivers 2 launch, although rough with the servers, was amazing, but the devs somehow managed to make it worse update by update. It's like that painting called Echiomo, a really good painting made in 1930 who was ruined by a woman in 2012. And last but not least, we have One Tato. Helldivers has been fixed nearly to death. And yeah, all those comments are completely valid, and I appreciate you guys commenting down below. So with that said, make sure you do comment down below because you might just be featured in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and also make sure to give this video a like if you truly enjoyed it. With that said, thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.